Namaste, Guruji.
Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Medeva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmadgurubhyo Namaha Shrutismritipurananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Guru Ratmete Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Shri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandhadami Bhagavat Gite Vavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sankapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasam Pashyanti Yam Yoginah Yasyantanna Vidusura Suraganah Devaya Tasmai Namaha. So, Namaste once again, everyone. So, we will chant the 19th shloka. Okay. All of you have unmuted?
Yes.
Anadimadhyantamanantaviryam
Anadimadhyamanantaviryam
Anantabahum Shashisuryanetram
Anantabahum Shashisuryanetram
Shashisuryanetram
Pashyami Tvam Deeptahutashavaktam
Pashyami Tam
Dipashavaktam
Deepashavaktam
Swatejasa Vishwamidam Tapantam
Swatejasa Vishwamidam
Vishwam Tvam.
So, having been blessed with a pure mind, an appropriate mind, albeit temporarily, Arjuna is appreciating the whole universe as the body of the Lord. Arjuna is having Vishwarupa Darshanam of the Lord. And I pointed out that in the first phase of his response to what he is witnessing, he is wonderstruck. He is overwhelmed by the scale of what he is witnessing. Because anything that you appreciate in totality, in a mass scale, it produces wonderment. See, we must have all have seen small waves, big waves in the ocean in the normal course. But suppose if we happen to witness a tsunami evolving, the scale of that tsunami wave is something which will make our jaws drop, as the saying goes. the experience will be one of surprise. It will be shocking rather. And of course, impressive. This is more or less the state of mind of Arjuna when he is having the Vishwarupa Darshanam of the Lord. And it seems that at times, Arjuna is at a loss of words to describe his experience. And therefore, he ends up repeating what he has already said, of course, with different words. That is why in sloka number 16, he said, Pashyami na antam na madhyam na punah tava adim. I see neither your beginning, nor the middle, nor the end. And here in this sloka number 19, he expresses the same idea in different words. He says, Pashyami tvam anadi madhya anantam. Anadi amadhyam anantam. I see you as one who has no beginning, no middle or end. And not only that, Ananta Virya. I see that you are the Lord of infinite power. Ananta Shaktiman, omnipotent, by which you are able to create this universe itself. How much power of knowledge, strength, etc. is required even to create a very small, furniture item. Just imagine to create this entire universe, this cosmos, millions of galaxies, and that too all perfectly harmoniously working. How much intelligence, how much knowledge, and how much power that Vishwarupa Ishvara should have. Then Ananta Bahum, with endless hands and arms. And as I will remind you again, whenever such descriptions come, we must understand that all the hands belonging to all the people really belong to the Lord alone. And therefore, all the hands that I see are Bhagavan's hands, therefore Ananta Bahum. Then Shashi Surya Netram, very important description. O Lord, your eyes are nothing but the sun and the moon. Shashi means the moon. Surya means the sun. Because your eyes are capable of making things visible known. Because of the eyes alone, things are visible, isn't it? Similarly, because of the sun and the moon alone, the world during the day and night becomes visible. And therefore, for me, these are the eyes of the Vishwarupa. Sun and moon are the eyes. And from this, it again becomes clear that Vishwarupa is not another form, but Vishwarupa is the very universe itself, for which the sun and the moon are illuminating principles, the eyes. In Kathopanishad, we find Suryo yatha sarvalokasya chakshuhu na lipyate chakshushaihi bahya doshaihi. Not only that, if you remember Tattva students I am asking, there we mentioned that every sense organ has got a presiding deity, an Adhisthana Devata. And what was the presiding deity of the eyes mentioned? Chakshusasya Surya. And since the sun is the presiding deity of the eye, the sun becomes the eye of the Lord. And therefore, the approach should be what? Whatever is the presiding deity of my organ, that presiding deity becomes the organ of the Lord. So, Rasanayaha Varunaha. Varuna Devata is the presiding deity of the taste organ, tongue. Varuna becomes the tongue of the Lord. So similarly, every organ we can relate to. Therefore, here Arjuna says, Shashi and Surya are the eyes of the Lord. Shashi Surya Netram. And the next one also you can understand, Deepta Hutasha Vatram. Agni Devata or Fire Devata is the mouth of the Lord. And why do we say Agni is the mouth of the Lord? Two reasons we can give. First reason, of course, we have seen in Tattva Bodha. Vacho Devata Vannihi. I hope you all remember all these things. Because Vedanta study is a continuous study starting from Tattva Bodha. And as I also mentioned during Tattva Bodha teaching, once you go through Tattva Bodha, many of the terminologies, many of the concepts used in the entire Upanishads are all revealed in Tattva Bodha. So whether you remember anything else or not, Tattva Bodha you go through 100 times, it doesn't matter. But the concepts which are there in Tattva Bodha should be very clear in our mind. So that any time anything relating to any one of them comes up, we are able to relate to that. We are able to recall that. So Vacho Devata Vannihi, presiding deity of the Vag Indriyam, is Agni Devata. And therefore Agni Devata becomes the mouth of the Lord. Even in Rudram, Sri Rudram, Lagunyasam, we find Agnirme Vachishritah. Agni is residing in my Vag Indriyam. Vachishritah. So this is one reason. And the second reason is what? The mouth swallows everything. Swaha. Whatever you put in the mouth, it just disappears. And therefore, like Agni, mouth is a great swallower of the oblations it receives. It swallows whatever is put into it. And that is why what do we do the whole day? Swaha, 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 isn't it? Right from the morning coffee. Even at bed also, some people take some snacks because they have got some stress that at night, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, they will feel hungry. So they will keep some snacks, oblations to be offered to the Agni Devata in the mouth and in the stomach. So just as the mouth swallows everything, Agni, the fire principle, also swallows everything, especially during rituals. And therefore, Agni becomes the mouth of the Lord. And therefore, Arjuna says, "Oh Lord, I am looking at your mouth, which is nothing but fire." So here the word Vaktram means mouth. And Utasha means fire. It is called Hutasha because Hutam Ashnati iti Hutasha. that which consumes all the oblations. Hutam means oblations. Asha means consumer. So the consumer of oblations, and that too, what type of Agni? Deepta Hutasha. Deepta means well kindled. It has become a huge conflagration. This huge conflagration of fire is your mouth, ever ready to take any number of things, ready to swallow anything. And that mouth also I am seeing. And now Arjuna sees the fiery mouth of the Lord. And he is a bit scared. Why, Arjuna? Even if we see or fire coming out of the mouth of anybody, we will also be scared. And therefore he turns his eyes away. In fact, perhaps he even closes his eyes. Because what he is seeing is not only frightening, but this fire is so huge. The fiery mouth of the Lord is so big that it scorches the whole universe with its radiation. And that is why Arjuna says, Swatejasa, with its radiation, with its own heat, Vishwamidam tapantam, it is scorching the earth. Now summer is around the corner. Why around the corner? Is almost here rather. And we will experience how we feel the heat even during night. And that heat belongs to the sun. And the fire in the sun belongs to the Lord. We will see in the 15th chapter all these details. Therefore, on a summer night, if you sweat, remember, you are experiencing Vishwarupa Ishwara. And therefore, whenever you are feeling the discomfort caused by heat, humidity, you can, in fact, convert it into a divine experience of Vishwarupa Lord. You can say, "Oh Lord, I am intimately experiencing the Vishwarupa." And then, of course, you will not complain. Thus, step by step, we can bring the attitudinal change. Just imagine, it is a sweltering hot night. There is a power cut. The fan is not working. So, because no power, AC is also not working. If you had foreseen such a situation, perhaps you would have at least a UPS, which may run for a few hours. But even UPS, probably it will not take the load of a air conditioner. But suppose you don't have a backup system. Instead of running here and there and loudly blaming the electricity board people, etc., just close your eyes and activate your titiksha to bear the heat with the attitude that this is also a Vishwarupa form I am experiencing. That is why titiksha is very important. And if you can do that, you can experience divinity. So, Swatejasa Vishwamidam Tapantam. Arjuna continues with his description. We will read the 20th sloka. Okay. You can all unmute. Dhyava prithivyoridamantaram hi.
Yava
Mantram hi
Vyaptam tvayekena dishascha sarvah.
व्याप्तं
व्यापृतेन दृशस्व सर्वाः
सर्वा दिशस्व सर्वाः
दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदम्
दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं
दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं
तवेदम्
तदेवम्
लोकत्रयं प्रव्यतितं महात्मन्
लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितं महात्मन्
महात्मन्
So Admaya is idam antaram dhyava prithivyoho cha sarvaha dishahi vyaptam. Tvaya ekena drishtva idam adbhudam ugram rupam tava lokatrayam pravyatitam he Mahatman. Idam antaram, this space, dhyava prithivyoho, between heaven and earth. So sarve disha, as well as all the directions, all the quarters. He vyaptam are indeed pervaded. Tvaya ekena, by you alone. Drishtva, having seen. Idam adbhudam, this wonderment. Ugram rupam, fierce form. Tava, of yours. Lokatrayam, all the three worlds. Pravyatitam, are frightened, are scared. Hey Mahatman, O great Lord. So this space between heaven and earth, as well as all the quarters, all the directions, are indeed pervaded by you alone. And having seen this wonderful and fierce form of yours, all the three worlds are frightened, O Lord. O great Lord, Mahatman, great Lord. Idam dhyava prithivyoho antaram hi vyaptam. So the entire gap between the earth and the heavens, the intermediary space between the earth and the heavens, that means what? The whole place around is pervaded by you. So that means the whole universe obtaining in between is your very body. And that is why in Vishnu Sahasranama we say, Bhupadau yasya nabihi Vyadasura nilas chandra surya ucha netre Karnavasha shirodhyaur mukhamapi Dahano yasya vasteyam abdihi. So the entire space is Nabihi. Nabihi means what? The central portion of the body is the entire universe. Bhupadhav, the earth is the feet of the Lord. And the upper sky is the head of the Lord. And that is why Lord Shiva is called Nilakantha, the blue-necked Lord. Because the sky is blue, which is the neck of the Lord. And all the planets and stars are diamonds, the ornaments which are owned by the Lord. So when you are seeing the Akasha at night, what you see is the Alankrita Nilakantha, the bedecked Nilakantha Ishwaraha. Therefore, Dhyava Prithivyoho Antaram Idam Vyaptam. Tvaya Ekena, by you. Ekena means without the second thing, wholly pervaded by you alone. Totally pervaded by you. And not only that, Dishaha cha sarva. All the 10 directions of your body pervaded by you. 10 directions means what? 4 main directions. East, west, north, south. the four intermediate direction, north, east, northwest, etc. Then up and down below. 10 directions. All of them are pervaded by you. And idam adbudam rupam drishtva. I am able to appreciate this wonderful form of yours, adbudam, wonderful, which was there earlier also. But before, I could not enjoy this wonder because I was looking at the universe from my personal angle with my ordinary eyes, with my raga dvesha colored eyes. The moment I look at the universe as a person, then immediately the world looks fragmented. I just divide a certain portion as favorable, therefore raga vishaya, and another portion as unfavorable, dvesha vishaya. And once that private colored vision comes, I can never enjoy. I will always be worried about my future. Ahankara, mamakara, etc. will all come. So previously, I could never stand and stare at the stars and appreciate you. But now I have forgotten myself as Arjuna. And I do not remember anything as my possession. I and mine are not there because of the Divya Chakshuhu. Therefore, O Lord, you alone are. And therefore, Adbhudam. But at the same time, Arjuna is also seeing the fiery mouth of the Lord. Everything else is beautiful. All other areas are wonderful. But he has seen the fiery mouth of the Lord, which is capable of swallowing everything. Lord as the destroying principle. So Lord as the creative principle, we will all enjoy. Lord as the sustaining principle, we will all admire. But there is a third facet of the Lord which we don't want to think about. So Bhagavan is not only Srishti Karanam, not only Sthiti Karanam, but the very same Lord is Laya Karanam also, which is represented by the fiery mouth. And when Arjuna saw the Lord as the death principle, the destroyer principle, Arjuna also gets scared. So therefore now Arjuna has got a mixed feeling. On the one side is wonder and another side is fear also. And therefore he uses both the words Adbhudam and Ugram. It is wonderful and also frightening. Ugram here means Bhayankaram. He says, I am seeing the terrible destructive form of yours. And seeing that aspect of destruction, O Lord, Lokatrayam Pravyathitam. The whole world is frightened. If we are frightened of one thing, that is death, isn't it? If there is any news of any terrible event anywhere in the world, what will we do? Immediately pick up the phone, dial our relative to check whether they are all right. But there is some big earthquake, say in California. Just imagining, I don't know whether California is an earthquake prone area. So let 5,000 people die, 10,000 people died. we won't be very much concerned. But if my cousin is all right in California, that is enough. So one thing is we do not want around is death, either for me or for a few people around. And of course, if you have got a large heart, compassionate, you don't want death of anybody rather. Whether we know the people or we don't know the people, doesn't matter. We don't
Why
want
the
anybody to die, isn't it?
why the current war? People are stuck in Dubai.
Yes. And we are all concerned. I mean, maybe we don't have too many relatives in Dubai. But then, Dubai, Kuwait, etc., with all these bombings going on, there is a concern for us, isn't it? We are concerned. People should be Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu is what our prayer is. Sadha Sukhino Bhavantu, always they should be happy and comfortable. But unfortunately, there is fundamental insecurity is there. And everybody has got this running sense of insecurity constantly throughout. And therefore, Arjuna says, Lokatrayam, all the lokas. In fact, even the animals have got this instinctive fear of death. Isn't it? Fear of hurt and fear of death is there even in animals. That is why if there is a cow or a goat or something, if you have a stick in your hand and you just raise the stick, they will run away. They don't want to get hurt because they know instinctively that getting hurt means eventually it could be death also. Therefore, all the three lokas, including all the devas, asuras, manushyas, pashus, pakshis, insects, even an ant, they are all frightened of you, the death principle, represented by your fiery mouth. He Mahatman means Vishwarupa, Mahanatma, Shariram, Yasya Mahatma. So here Mahatman is Sambodhana. Arjuna continues. 21st sloka. You can unmute. Abhihitvam surasanga vishanti.
अभिहित्वां सुरसङ्गा विशन्ति
Kechid bhitah pranjalayo grinanti.
केचिद्भीताः प्राञ्जलयो गृह्णन्ति
Swasti ityuktva maharshi siddha sangha.
स्वस्ति कृत्वा महर्षिसिद्धसङ्गाः
Stuvanti tvam stutibihi pushkalabhihi.
स्तुवन्ति त्वां स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः.
So the Anvaya is Ami Surasangaha Vishanti Tvam. Hi Bhitaha Kechit Grinanti. Pranjalayah Uktva Iti Swasti Maharshi Siddhasangaha Stuvanti Tvam Pushkalabhihi Stutibihi. Ami Surasangaha. These hosts of gods. Vishanti Tvam are entering you. He indeed, Bhita hai frightened. Kechit, some of them, Grinanti, pray. Pranjalaya hai with joint palms. Uktva, having uttered. Iti swasti, the word peace. Maharshi Siddha Sangha hai. Groups of sages and siddhas. Stuvanti Tvam, praise you. Pushkalabhihi Stutibihi, with complete hymns. So these hosts of gods are entering you indeed, frightened. Some of them pray with joined palms. Having uttered the word peace, groups of sages and siddhas praise you with complete hymns. So how do different people respond to the Vishwarupa Ishvara that is described here? Surasanga Ami Vishanti. All the devas, who are all informed people, relatively enlightened people, they appreciate the Vishwarupa Ishvara and they approach you with prayers. And therefore Surasanga hai groups of gods. Sura means Devata. Sangha means group. Your devotees. Tvam Vishanti, they approach you. Even though you have got a frightening form, they have understood Bhagavan's destruction is dharmic destruction. It is constructive destruction to sustain the cosmic harmony. And once that is understood properly, it is not frightening. Maturity is required to face death, to face destruction. And the devas being mature, they approach you with prayers. But Kechit Bhita hai. Some other people, they also approach you not out of admiration or devotion or reverence, but out of sheer fear. Because different people approach God with different attitudes, isn't it? Wise people approach the Lord because of understanding. Immature, ignorant people approach the Lord out of fear. In fact, most of the times religion is often practiced because of fear only. So if somebody, say, has been regularly doing a puja for a very long time, and he finds it difficult to continue for health reasons, for whatever reasons, he is not able to continue to do the puja. That person becomes worried that if they stop doing puja, Bhagavan will punish him. And in fact, this fear of God, is instilled in our psyche right from our childhood by our parents. If the child does any mischief, they are told Bhagavan will cut your nose, put chili powder, etc. Or you will be taken to Naraka and there will be some big cauldron with boiling oil. You will be put into the oil, etc. I mean, really very, very gory details they will tell the child. Just to scare the child, to prevent the child from doing that mischief again. But to discipline a child, that fear may be necessary for a temporary period, especially when the child is immature. It doesn't understand the difference between right and wrong. But the parents should take the responsibility that when the child grows up and becomes more mature, the reality is also taught to the child. And the problem is, most parents themselves do not know the reality. Fear is required to keep a person in the dharmic path until maturity comes. And that is why, if you find, fear is a very great motivator. You go to a astrologer. He will tell you certain things which will put some element of fear in your mind. Then he will tell you, you go to this temple, go to that temple, do this puja, that puja, and all that, and you will end up doing everything. And I found even many times, I should not say this, not of course everybody, some medical professionals, they also put this fear in the mind. Of course, their intention is, as I see, noble intention. Because generally what I've seen, if the doctor gives you 10 advice, mostly people will follow 4 or 5. In fact, recently I've been to a doctor and I was sitting outside the clinic and inside there was another patient. And the doctor was actually scolding the patient. He said, what is the use of your coming to me like this? And then when I tell you to do certain things, you are not doing those things. And then you come to me next week and then complain, you have got this, you have got that. I've told you 100 times that these are the things that you should do. So, from a medical point of view, also sometimes that fear is required. Because people generally are immature in these matters. Similarly, parents also, for a child, it requires. And therefore, parents have to use this fear sometimes. Even government has to use the fear of punishment or imprisonment to make people comply with the law. But they will all work until a person becomes discriminative. And later, the fear should be replaced by wisdom-based appreciation. So Arjuna first says that the mature ones approach with wisdom-based appreciation. Then immediately he talks about immature people approaching because of fear. Therefore, kechit pranjalaya grinanti, with prostrations, with folded hands, with anjali mudra, they approach you. Joining the palms together is called anjali mudra. That's why we say pushpanjali means taking flowers in both the hands and offering it, pushpanjali. Grinanti, they pray out of fear. And usually, children are taught some prayers, especially by the mother, to get rid of fear at night. Because the first type of fear children have as they are, growing up is the fear of darkness, night. And that is why, we have seen many children, especially in India, of course, Western countries, they practice, they force the children to sleep separately and all. In India, children want to sleep with their parents, but they will tightly hold on to one of the parents while sleeping. So what the parents will do, they will teach some prayers to the child to get rid of the fear at night. In fact, my mother has taught me to say some prayers before I go to sleep. And it has become such a habit that even today, even now, I say those prayers before I go to sleep. After switching off the light, I say those prayers. And I'm sure that must be the case with many of you. Such prayers are called Bhaya Nivartaka Sloka. Bhaya Nivartaka Sloka. Every family has got its own tradition of such slokas. So the prayer is, I should not have any frightening dreams. And even if such dreams come, I should not suddenly get up with fright. Because getting up suddenly from sleep is not good for health. In the elderly people, there is a risk of heart attack. And therefore, we have got fear-removing prayers. So some people approach with those prayers, Grinanti, they chant the prayers. And there are some other people, Maharshi, Siddha Sangha, groups of rishis who are enlightened, who know the Lord very well, and also the nature of the Lord. So Maharshis and Siddhas mean, again, great rishis who have got great miraculous powers. Those born with natural siddhis are called Siddha. And all such people also, swasti iti uktva, they declare aloud, they chant, let there be auspiciousness to the world. Mangalam mastu, bhadram mastu, swasti prajabhya paripalayantam. And especially such a prayers is required even now, especially today's time, because such a huge war is going to take place. Even in Kurukshetra also, war is going to take place. Now, of course, war has taken place and they say temporary truce and all that. But still bombing and all is going on. But Kurukshetra also it is relevant. War is going to take place. And therefore, let there be auspiciousness. Means what? Let dharma prevail. So since the Mahabharata war is about to start, therefore Bhadram, even if such a war happens, let it be the destruction of Amangalam. Let it be the destruction of Adharma. Let it be the destruction of evil. Let the good be protected. Of course, these days the problem is nobody knows what is good and what is evil. Isn't it? So whom will you pray for? We'll just say, leave it to the Lord. Protect the good. The whoever eventually gets protected, we will say is good. Anyway, that auspiciousness is said by the word swasti. Swasti means mangalam. And stuvanti tvam stutibihi. These Maharishis and Siddhas glorify you, praise you with Shtotram, hymns and prayers, which are all Pushkalabihi, complete. Pushkalabihi means complete and comprehensive, which talk about all the glories of the Lord. So now slowly Arjuna is moving, attitude is moving from wonderment to scare to getting frightened. And this is reflected in the next sloka. We will read. Rudraditya vasavo ye cha sadhyah
रुद्रादित्या वसवो ये च साध्याः
Vishweshvinau marutaschoshmapascha
विश्वेश्विनौ
Gandharva yaksha surasiddha sangha
गन्धर्वयक्षासुरसिद्धसङ्गाः
Vikshante tvam vismitaschaiva sarve.
वीक्षन्ते स्वां विस्मिता सर्वे.
So Anvaya is Rudra hai, Aditya hai, Vasava hai, ये च साध्या है विश्वे अश्विनौ मरुत है च ऊष्मपा है च गंधर्व यक्ष असुर सिद्ध संगा है च सर्वे एव वीक्षन्ते त्वाम विस्मिता है. रुद्रा है द रुद्रास, आदित्य है द आदित्यास, वसव है वसूस, H and those who are sadhya hai, the sadhyas, Vishwadevas, Ashwinav, the two Ashwins, Maruta cha and the Maruts, Ushmapa cha, Pitrus, Gandharva Yaksha Asura Siddha Sangha cha, groups of Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras and Siddhas, Sarve Yesha are all. Vikshante tvam, looking at you, Vismita hai, with great wonder. So the Rudras, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishwadevas, the two Ashwins, the Maruts, Pitrus, groups of Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, and Siddhas. All are looking at you with wonder. So here Arjuna says, "Oh Lord, this Vishwarupam is accessible not only to me, but it is available for all the people who have got Divya Chakshu." And as I said, the Lord, as the universe, is already there right from the moment of creation. Vishwarupam comes into being the moment world is created. Because the world is Vishwarupam. And therefore, the availability of Vishwarupam is universal. And if there are some people who are missing seeing it, it is not because of the non-availability of Vishwarupa, but it is because of the cataract vision they have. It is because of their ahankara and mamakara. It is because of their private projection which is denying them Vishwarupam. Wherever ahankara and mamakara are subdued or reduced, Vishwarupa is available. And therefore, all those who have got lesser aham mama, they are all already appreciating the Vishwarupa. And who are they? Arjuna gives a big list. Rudra hai, 11 Rudras. These are all various group of celestials in the higher lokas. We have discussed earlier also in Swarga Loka, several colonies are there. Some of them with better facilities for those with more punyam, then lesser facilities for others. There are special facilities for Indra. And then these are there are these various groups of celestials who are known by different names. Rudra is one group, 11 in number. Ekadasha Rudra hai. Aditya hai, Dwadasha Aditya hai, 12 in number. Ashtavasava hai, 8 Vasus. They are all supposed to be very prominent ones, like the cabinet ministers, Others are like, ordinary MLAs, MPs, etc. So these Rudras, Vasus, Adityas, etc., they have got a special right to receive oblations in rituals. And in fact, they are called Hutabuk Devatas. Then Sadhyas, another group of Devata is called Sadhya. Then another Vishwe, another group of Devatas who are known as Vishwe Devatas. Vishwa Devatas. There are so many in number, countless. So Vishwe Devas. Then Ashwinau. Another group of 2 members. Ashwini Kumar Rao. Then Marutaha, the Maruts. Another group of Devatas. They are 49 in number. All these numbers I am not making up, and they are all there said in the scriptures. So if you say, no, I have seen one scripture where it is only 48 Devatas or Maruts, I will say, okay, you take it as 48. It doesn't matter. After all, the numbers don't matter. What matters is the group of such Devatas who are also witnessing the Vishwarupa along with Arjuna. Then Ushmapa hai. Ushmapa means Pitru Devatas. Our ancestors and all who are still there in the Swargaloka. Then Gandharva Yaksha Asura Siddha Sangha hai. Groups of Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, Siddhas. Sangha means group. Sangha is not one more category. Sangha means group. So all of them. Sarve eva vikshante tvam. They are all appreciating the Vishwarupa. And not only that, they are all seeing and appreciating, they are also in wonderment like me. They are all wonderstruck like me. Vismita hai means Ascharya Chakita hai, stunned. So until now, it was a stage of wonderment on witnessing Vishwarupa Ishwara, but an element of the destructive principle has also been introduced. But generally, attitude has been wonderment and expression of that wonderment. Now Arjuna is going to the next stage, where his response changes. And that is going to be described from the next verse onwards. We will read the verse. Okay. Rupam mahatte bahuvaktra netram
रूपं महत्ते बहुवक्त्र नेत्रम्
Mahabaho bahubahurupadam
महाबाहो बहुबाहुरुपादम्
Bahudaram bahudamstrakaralam
बहूदरम् बहुदंष्ट्राकरालम्
Drishtva lokah pravyatitastataham.
दृष्ट्वा लोका प्रव्यथितास्तवाहम्
So Anvaya is He Mahabaho Lokah pravyatitah drishtva te mahat rupam Bahuvaktra netram Bahubahu urupadam Bahu udaram Bahudamstrakaralam Tata aham. He Mahabaho, O Lord, Lokah pravyatitah, people are frightened. Drishtva, by seeing. Te mahat rupam, your huge form. Bahuvaktra netram, which has many mouths and eyes. Bahu bahu urupadam, which has many arms, thighs and feet. Uru means thighs. Bahu udaram, which has many abdomens. Udaram also means stomach. Bahudamshtra karalam, and which has fears, which is fierce with many tusks. Tata aham. So also I am also frightened. So, O Lord, people are frightened by seeing your huge form, which has many mouths and ears, which has many arms, thighs and feet, and which has many abdomens, which is fierce with many tusks. So also am I frightened. So as we have seen earlier, while appreciating Vishwarupa, Arjuna happens to see the mouth of the Lord, the Vishwarupa, which was briefly mentioned in one of the previous verses. In the 19th verse, Pashyami tvam deepta utasha bhaktram. So the Lord's mouth was described as a huge conflagration of fire. And as I said, the Lord's mouth represents the time principle. It is not the physical mouth that is being talked about, but here the mouth represents the time principle, and time not as a creator principle, but time as the destructive aspect, kala. Because kala as such has got all three functions. Kala, the time, is responsible for origination of the thing. The very same time is responsible for the continued existence of a thing. And the very same time principle is also responsible for the destruction. And when you look at the Lord as the constructive principle, creative principle, the Lord is called Brahma. When the very same God is looked upon as Kala, the sustaining principle, then the same Lord is called Vishnu. And when you look upon the Lord as the destroying principle, he is called Shiva. Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishweshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurandakaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. So when the Lord Shiva is described in Sri Rudram, one of the Nama is Kalagni Rudraya. So here Arjuna happens to see the mouth of the Lord, which represents Kalagni, the destructive principle. And when a person looks at the destructive principle, one is not going to be happy about it. So naturally, the emotion is one of fear. Okay. More we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much. Dhanyavadaha.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Hari Om.
Hari Om Guruji, thank
Hari
you.
Om.
Thank you,
Namaskaram.
Guruji. Hari Om.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. Very nice. Guruji, I have a question, not a question in the sense, in the initial verses, you were there was a bit of a you described a bit of a contemplation, whether with this Divya Chakshu was Arjuna actually seeing the different forms, or it is just representative, and Vyasa Maharshi has kind of poetically described the Bhagwan's Rupa and all that. But now detailed description of everything is being mentioned now. So it means it's really Arjuna actually saw all these forms, right?
Well, as I said, the seeing is only figurative. Here, the whole idea which Vyasacharya wants to convey is the understanding of Arjuna of what this entire cosmos is about, which is the form of Ishvara, is step by step increasing. So seeing, has got...
Seeing within inverted commas.
Within inverted commas means gaining knowledge. We normally say, do you see my point? Means what? Do you understand what I am trying to tell you? Isn't it? So here seeing, whenever it is used, from our perspective, we are keeping aside all the entertainment aspect of this. Drama aspect of it, we will keep it aside. Because for us, what is important is the essence of what is this 11th chapter is all about.
Yes.
In the 11th chapter, when we go through all these descriptions, of course, there some entertainment is also there. When we go through this description, our understanding of what actually God is, Ishvara is, Saguna Ishvara is, that should go on increasing. Till now, we are used to seeing God only as a good person, isn't it? A good entity. God helps everybody. We pray to God, we will get everything and all. Most of us, we don't consider death, etc. and all as God at all, as part of Ishvara at all. Though sometimes we may say, okay, Yama Devata, Yama Dharma Raja, etc. But we are actually reluctant to take even the name of Yama. In fact, my priest, who does puja and all in my home, whenever he comes for any puja related, function, he will not talk about Shraddha. He will say, no, 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 we will not talk about Shraddha now. We will talk about it later. Why? Shraddha is also part of Bhagavan only, Ishvara only. Praying to the ancestors is as much valid as praying to the gods. But then this kind of a mental, block is there. So here the 11th chapter, Krishna is now trying to make Arjuna, and through Arjuna make us understand. Try to understand God as all inclusive. Not only just good, bad, ugly, everything is God. So never ever have dvesha. What is the idea? Because all good things we have got raga. We like good things, right? And for bad things we have got dvesha. That does not mean you must actually, embrace the bad things. But you need not have dvesha. You can avoid them. If it is injurious to your health, you can avoid them. But you need not hate them. You need not have dvesha. So, if you understand Bhagavan as Vishwarupa, as encompassing everything, all those that you like and you dislike, what will you develop? Samatma bhavam. Viewing everything, understanding everything as the same. All are Bhagavan only. So that Samatva Bhavam is very important as we go forward to the 13, 14, 15 chapters. And that is Samatva Bhavam is very important for Vedanta and Moksha also. As long as you have got Raga Dvesha, forget Moksha. What is Moksha? Liberation. Liberation is getting rid of all these internal entanglements, I like this, I don't like this kind of thing and all. When you get rid of them, your mind, your faculties automatically become compassionate. You become Dayasindoho, ocean of compassion. Then everything that you look around you, you have only compassion for everything. Even person is suffering, compassion. You don't tell, oh, today you have got all this, big disease, because whole life you have been drinking and you have been smoking, etc. That is why you have got, you won't tell that person. You will say everything is in the order of Ishvara. Everything is in the cosmic order, within the cosmic order. Accept everything. Don't reject anything. So that Samatva Bhava has to come, and that is why this 11th chapter is very, very important from the point of view of Vedanta. So whenever Arjuna is saying, I am seeing and all that, what we should understand from our perspective is gaining knowledge, more and more knowledge of what all Ishvara is all about. That is what we should understand. And that is our takeaway from this chapter.
Very nice.
Here now.
Yeah, yes, very nice. Because I was myself having a bit of conflict with my own self and then just a few people around me. But this puts me in the right perspective as to how I should look at myself and the few people around me. Thank you very much, Guruji, about that.
The entertainment for those who want entertainment, that is also there. That's okay. Let them enjoy. For us, that is the message. Our knowledge of Ishvara increases.
Interestingly, yesterday there was Satyanarayan Puja in my mother's house, in my brother's house. I mean, I must have attended Satyanarayan Puja so many times, and then I myself have, with my husband and family, have performed, but I had not paid much attention. This is the Panditji was explaining the importance why, and then every time Ahvayami. So every time you're inviting a god, deity, they're saying, please offer flower. So he said, this is the only puja where all the deities are invited, and including Yamadevata. I was not aware of that, and that felt any other puja we perform it specifically. We do Ahvana and Pita and puja and Shodasha Seva Alankara and all that we do only for that devata. But here, all the deities are invited, including Yamadevata, is what he explained, and that was very nice to know.
Yeah. So that's why, everything we have to see the what is the essence of that.
Yeah.
And all these are all stages and steps in our understanding of, because Vedanta, as I said right in the beginning, the fundamentals, three things we must understand completely. What is Jiva, what is Ishvara, and what is Jagat.
Jagat.
So if these three things, if you understand it comprehensively and completely, then only Vedanta is successful for you. And the equation between these three is what Vedanta tries to establish. So that is why every aspect is dealt with in this. In the first six, this thing, Jiva was dealt with, right? Now in the next six verses, six chapters, Ishvara is being dealt with. In the last six chapters, Krishna will deal with what? Paramatma and Atma, and what is the Aikyam, Jiva, the equation between Jiva and Ishvara, he will talk about. Right. So we will see all that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Guruji, very well said. You said the praying of ancestors is as good as praying God. So this is answered my also many questions. In fact, many people are afraid of inviting ancestors. They feel some negative power will come and their vasanas and that will affect us. So this Vishwarupa Darshana or the three Shaktis together, you have explained that gives the answer to all those questions. Thank you, Guruji. Very well said. Guruji, one more thing. You said Bhayan Nivartaka Stotra, you tell in the night. Can you please tell that? So at least the beginning.
It's a very
I will
simple
search.
one. It is in Tamil, actually. I don't know whether.
Okay, then no. I wanted Sanskrit only. I don't understand.
Yeah, it is in Tamil because
Okay.
when I was 2 years, 3 years old, I won't know Sanskrit.
Okay.
So my
Okay.
mother used to told me in Tamil.
Uh,
I recited in Tamil in my mother tongue.
okay. Okay. Leave it. No issue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Sulekha ji, what is your question?
I think Sulekha ji has put the phone on mute.
Can you unmute?
I have only one point.
Yeah.
The Vishwarupa Darshan, can we say it is metaphorical of the cosmos?
Yeah. It is all metaphors and, as I said, figurative expressions.
Yes.
That's all it is. Yeah. Very true.
Fine. Thank you. Very well.
Yes, Sulekha ji, have you unmuted?
I've unmuted. Thank you. Thank you for
Tell me.
informing. Um, it brings to mind what you had said today, Guruji, that we start with many, many gods, then there is one God, then only God. So I think this Vishwarupa has very nicely captured that essence as well, that progression or that stage. At least it brought to my mind that we see many, many gods at first, or we pray to many different gods. Then we know that there is only one God. And then from there we go that there is only God. And so the Vishwarupa is only God, even if we see many hands and many feet. That is the representation. We can even say that it is in the form of others, that there is only God. I found that very nicely explained by you before, and today's class as well. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Okay. Any more questions, comments? Otherwise, we can close.
Hari
Okay.
Om Guruji.
Hari Om. Thank you all very much. See
Good
you next
night.
week.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you. Hari Om.